Hey everybody, and welcome to the Plantstock channel. If we haven't met yet, my name is Jesse, and as you know, on this channel we focus on plant-based companies like the Very Good Food Company. And as we know, just yesterday they started trading on the NASDAQ, something we've been waiting for a long time. And I did warn a lot of you that it could be a volatile ride up until then, and that there was a chance that people would start selling out after. And that actually seems to be the case. If we take a look at yesterday, here, if we take a look at the ticker symbol VRYYF, yeah, we know when we started finding out now in the beginning of October what was going to happen, that they might start trading on NASDAQ. It started going up more and more, and the closer we got, right? And up to 3.5 Canadian dollars. Then something happened now, and it just started falling down like crazy. Let's take a look at the new ticker symbol here, which is the American version. Instead of the OTC, we have a proper NASDAQ version, which is the VGFC, right? The Very Good Food Company. So it hasn't been trading very long. And I was watching it very closely yesterday. It started going up like 3-4%, 5% first, and then trading steadily. And then before the market closed, it went down like crazy. I think it went down about 16%, minus 16% in the end. And then pre-market, it actually started going up again around 3-4%. And now it's trading at 1.20%. So what is going on now? Well, we've actually found out some new news. But as always, before we get to it, I would appreciate an early thumbs up to help spread this video to more people out there and get that YouTube algorithm working for us, right? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are interested in plant-based companies like Beyond Meat, the Very Good Food Company, Tattoo Chef, and Oatly, to name a few. And if you are interested to be a part of a free Discord channel, we're reaching 150 people soon. It's been out there about 2 weeks, and it's a great group. If you want to be part of it and learn more about this industry and this sector, make sure to take a look in the description. Thank you, folks. I appreciate your help. They're launching a pilot program in China. And that is interesting. Obviously, I do have some concerns. I will talk about them a little later, but let's just see what they have to say about this. So what it does seem is that they're going to launch its flagship brand, the Very Good Butchers, in China to reach new consumers in early 2022, which is just in a few months, right? And the enhanced distribution will allow Very Good to enter a new market, widen its consumer base, and continue making its carefully crafted plant-based meats accessible to all. And it does seem wonderful, right? And obviously there's a lot of opportunity. China is an amazingly grand country, right? It's really big. The market there is basically endless. And we do know historically they have a long culture of eating a lot of plant-based food, especially tofu, and also making their own plant-based meat products, which they have actually done for hundreds and hundreds of years. So this is not going to be something super new here, which is good in some ways, but we'll talk more about that. But as they state here, quote, "We've seen an increase in consumer demand for plant-based foods in China, and we're thrilled to be introducing our plant-based meat alternatives on a different continent. We're guided by making plant-based eating accessible and approachable for all, and this is a significant milestone for us as we look to increase distribution to a brand new geographic region and reach a new consumer base. This move is the perfect next step for us as we're continuing to grow and become a global brand, accessing new markets and raising the plant-based meat bars all around the world, from North America to Europe and now Asia." And as it says here, they are working with partners in China, in mainland China, to assess the importation of its products and supply chain logistics to execute on a successful plan. The company is executing on its larger growth strategy, and the new pilot launch in China is only the beginning. So it's barely begun. And we also find out new information that they're making new agreements with another media-focused company, Life Water Media, to help them with their investor relations services. So, and we've noticed that it's becoming more and more apparent that Very Good Food Company is serious about expanding. They are serious about their marketing. They want the message to get out there. No question about that. And when it comes to China, obviously, again, a lot of opportunities there, considering, as I've talked about before when I talked about Beyond Meat. So if you want more information about plant-based food and China, please take a look at the video up there that I released almost a year ago, trying to assess the opportunities in China. But I'll just talk a little about that now too. And it is that, as you know, maybe China has for a long time had a lot of plant-based options over the years, especially for the working class who didn't have a lot of options, or not only working class, but farmers, right? They couldn't afford to eat regular meat, which meant that sooner or later they would start eating more foods that had a lot of protein but wasn't actually meat, which is tofu. I think they've been eating tofu for like 2,000 or 3,000 years, right? But as the years has gone by, China, like many other countries in the world, has started to get a really large middle class. And like most cultures right now, in ways, when people actually start getting more money and getting a better living standard, there's an idea that if you have it better, you should be eating more meat, right? Because that means some form of success or some form of health to some extent, depending on what kind of health background you have or what kind of information you have about health, right? So we've seen that in many countries as well, in India, which is traditionally a vegetarian nation, but they've got in the last couple of years like 300 million people who've become more of a middle class, which means that they're also starting to eat a lot more meat. And that's been going on in China for a while now, which means that they've actually started to get a lot more heart diseases than they ever had, a lot more cancer cases, same as in India. And traditionally, they didn't used to have that because they ate a mainly plant-based diet, right? But that started to change. But now, like everywhere else in the world, the younger generations are getting interested in eating more plant-based because they realize that it helps the planet and it helps their overall health. And that is why that the vegan trend or the plant-based trend is growing there as well. And we know that Beyond Meat actually has one large facility there. I think they're building one more facility near outside Shanghai. So they do see a lot of opportunities. But the Very Good Food Company don't only have the challenge of Beyond Meat, they have also Impossible Foods, who has been starting to sell products in China, especially in Hong Kong as of late. So it's not like they're not going to have competition, but again, maybe they could stand to handle it. Considering that China is a gigantic country, right? That should be able to handle that there's other plant-based companies out there. However, I do feel that it is maybe a bit concerning that they are starting to spread themselves a bit thin right now, right? I mean, in a way, sure, they will be able to handle the extra capacity, I think, the extra production, considering the production facility they have not only just opened in Vancouver, but the one they're going to start opening up more now in Patterson, right? Which means that they are basically ready to expand at a lot of places. I don't think that's an issue. But again, are they extending themselves too much, right? Shouldn't they be working on the areas they are in now? They are in Canada, they are expanding into the US, and they barely touch the US, right? I would imagine that the US as a culture, as a people, barely know about the Very Good Food Company compared to Beyond Meat, so to say, or Impossible Food. So if I feel that they have a long way to go there, right? And they're talking about expanding into Europe, as we know, they open up some form of online sales division in the UK, which is good news, right? But also now already moving into Asia and China. Well, there's a lot of opportunities there, and it can go really well considering the times we live in, right? The company is perfectly placed in time. There's no question about that. And as we know, when it comes to production capacity, is immense, right? But again, would it make more sense to just focus on where they are now before trying to go all over the place, right? Before you actually see that it works the way it should work when it comes to distribution, that people really love their products, and that the brand awareness will start growing in a good but decent way. So I'm a little nervous. I'm not saying I'm negative. I'm not saying I'm bearish, but I was a little surprised that I found out about this. So not sure. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Could be that I'm just a bit conservative right now. So it'll be nice to have a conversation about that. And again, if the market is any indication, it's down now around 2.5%. It doesn't seem like the market or the people who invest in the company are that impressed by this latest news, but it might take a couple of days, right? It's only 4 hours ago. But also, again, why is it dropping like this now? Yes, something like I mentioned before. And the reason is it doesn't have to do that the company isn't great, but the fundamentals aren't there now from a revenue perspective, right? From a PS ratio perspective. PS ratio now, it is around 36 price to sales. That's extremely high, as we know. And it doesn't mean that they won't grow into it. I definitely believe they will with time. And I think they will do really well. But that is, I think, one of the reasons that we see it flying down as much as it has. I guess from yesterday's numbers, 16%. Yeah, it's basically down 20% soon, getting close to that. And that was something, as I talked about, I did expect that because I think a lot of people could see that quite easily being the case, that people would take profit when it actually flew up about 40-45% in a short amount of time, and just waiting for the good news, like buy the rumor and sell the news, as we know about on this channel. So I think that's the reason here. So depending on your situation, just sit tight. I think this is still a great company. We'll see it doing a lot of interesting things in the next couple of years. And we'll see what happens with the China business. I think that is interesting, and obviously I'll keep you up to date on that. All right, folks, that was it for today. I truly hope you got a lot of value from today's video. And if you did, make sure to smash that like button and help me out. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not part of it. If you want more information regarding the very good food company, Beyond Meat, Tattoo Chef, to name a few. And don't forget that bell button. And again, if you want to be part of our free Discord channel, we're reaching about 150 people right now. Make sure to take a look down in the description. Thank you, folks. I truly appreciate your help. And as always, don't forget, this was not financial advice. These were just my own thoughts and opinions. It's important to do your own due diligence and invest safe. Hope to see you soon. Have a great Thursday. Peace out.